What is going on? Welcome to the channel. Chelsea versus Inter Milan. Watch along today. We're not at the bridge, but we thought we'd watch it, see what happens. The team is, I'll be honest, it's weaker than I was expecting. So yeah, let's see how we go. Just started. I'm intrigued to see what football looks like at Stamford Bridge under Maresca, basically. Don't know how you guys are thinking about this match. I'm not really putting too much pressure on a result. It would be nice, but to be honest with you, I'm pretty easy. Just want to see how we play. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Welcome in. I'll tell you what, there's some players playing today at the bridge that haven't played in a long time. Cucurella returns. I like that. I think we're probably going to see him being a back three. And then maybe Gusto will kind of invert like we've seen before. I'm not sure Cucurella will be the guy inverting. Let me know your thoughts on what you think it's going to be early on. We're seeing Mudryk, obviously. I've got a feeling him or Sterling's going to leave. So let me know your thoughts on that. I've got my eye on Dewsbury Hall today. That's the guy I want to see. I want to watch a bit of him, see where he's at, to be honest with you. I think Dewsbury Hall is one of the guys that obviously knows the system inside out, has looked quite good in pre-season, but is probably one of those players that probably isn't looking at starting. But I really feel like he could be one of those players that breaks in. Enzo obviously captain today as well. An interesting one, obviously, after the events during pre-season, but the dressing room obviously respects him. They're backing him. I think it depends, Wobo. I think it depends on the impatience of bad results and things like that. I kind of hear you that we might be. I think Chelsea fans, on the whole, understand that this is a manager that is going to need a bit of time. The issue is that we should have been looking at getting fifth last season, and we didn't quite do it. So, yeah, we've got to make sure that we're improving on last season, even if we're changing the manager, basically. He's done well there. I'll tell you what, I don't know quite how to say his name. I'm going to say Gui. He looks okay. He does look okay. For the price that we've paid, he's been doing an okay job in pre-season. Yeah, look, Mark Cucurella is obviously the one sort of sitting there, and Gusto's kind of advancing into that midfield role. Lavia is in there, kind of playing that deepest role of the midfielders. Wesley Fofana out on the right side of the three defensively. Colwell through the middle, Cucurella on the left. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the back line we went with, to be honest with you. Would not surprise me. Yeah, I kind of hear that, to be honest. The commentator's just saying the fullbacks aren't exactly clear on who's doing what in terms of inverting. Oh, that's a poor pass from Wesley Fofana. Mudryk, blessed with pace, keeps it in as well. Maresca in a tracksuit. This is where we're seeing Sanchez obviously is occupying that kind of extra centre-back role, isn't he, in possession sometimes where the ball heads back down there towards him. Dewsbury Hall looks to be the most advanced attacking midfielder. Madueke and Mudryk obviously holding the width. It's pretty much what we've been seeing, to be honest with you. It's not too different. We're definitely starting to notice a lot more that the centre midfielders drifting out a lot wider. That's where we're looking to build, I think. Those central midfielders are looking to drift out wide to get on the ball. They're kind of the link between the centre backs and the midfield. You just see then Enzo sort of drifting out wide. We look very similar to how we've looked, to be honest with you. I think Inter Milan are probably a little bit behind us in pre-season because I don't think Serie A starts for like another. It might be next week. It could be another week after that though. Like some of the European leagues, obviously way further ahead in terms of how their team has played over the years. I'm definitely noticing that if one of the wide players drifts inside, the width is kind of removed from any fullback bombing on. It's not really happening. Our fullbacks definitely don't seem to be wide as such. The width is in the wingers, and if they drift and they come inside, the width isn't there from anyone else. It's slow. It's slow football. There's no doubt about it. It's really slow, especially against the team sitting back. It's going to take a lot of patience, to be honest with you, to break down some of these sort of teams, especially against Italian units. It's gonna be a really slow build up all the way through. It's interesting to see how the Stamford Bridge crowd will react to this. To be honest with you, Mudryk's come at oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, Mudryk is his days could be numbered for me. They really could. I think he's quite obviously been the weakest winger of the lot over pre-season. This starting lineup does not excite me today. It just doesn't. If I'm being honest with you. Oh, that's a late tackle from the striker. You. I saw yesterday that Gu and Omarodian are more than likely going to leave on loan together. Dan, how we doing, my man? Welcome in, welcome in. Are you watching? We're feeding back. If you're not, obviously, it looks okay. It's very slow. It's patient. We're 7 minutes in. Yeah, I think you're right. I can't stop thinking about how Reece James hasn't made it to the start of the season. It's kind of really, really bad, isn't it? Looks to be a back three of Cucurella, Colwell, and oh my god, Mkhitaryan is still going, and Fofana. Lavia kind of playing that isolated role that Casado struggled with so much last year under Poch. Lavia in pre-season has looked like he's coped with that. Enzo dropping a little bit wide to see if he can get the ball, like he kind of did against Aston Villa a little bit. It's not to do with the suspension though, Dan. I know you keep saying that. For me, the issue is the fact that there is an injury there. I don't think Reece James should have been looking at picking up another injury quite so quickly, and he has, which is the worry for me. Suspended or not, he should have been ready to go. He shouldn't be nursing an injury. He should have been ready, training every single day, come back after the international break, good to go. Now he's nursing an injury, delaying his starts of his season, whether he's suspended or not. Cucurella picking the ball up slightly higher up as well. So it's good to see that they're kind of pretty. There we go. We're in here. Dewsbury's done well. He hits it. Oh, great save. Is that Jan Sommer? I'm not sure who's in got. Yeah, Jan Sommer. What a save. Great save. Yeah, that was a really nice bit of football. We've been really, really patient, but that was nice. That's probably Gui's best attempt I've seen with his feet so far. It's a great save. And I mean during pre-season as well. It's good to see because we want to know what he's like as a finisher for sure. If he's going to be sticking around, especially with that weird bit of news breaking today about Jackson. See, Inter Milan, they move the ball way quicker. They get the ball higher up the pitch, way quicker than Chelsea. But then they keep the ball and they try and do it in an area slightly higher up. We've been keeping the ball, I would say, mainly with our defensive midfielder and centre backs. To be honest, Inter Milan obviously trying to get the ball higher up and then try and keep possession. It's warm out there though. I'd expect them to. Well, I probably won't have water breaks, but I'd expect most of these players to sort of be taking it easy. I think. We're almost man for man defensively. At times, they have Inter Milan pretty much have a man across all of our back, sort of four defenders there. And as soon as the ball goes over the top, it's a sprint. So it's interesting to see how they deal with it. I mean, how many times have we seen it this preseason where the ball's gone over the top? We look like we are a little bit deeper. I'm not going to lie. It looks like that message might have finally got across through Chelsea's website. Go on, Mudryk. Doesn't really make much happen there. Patient build up. This is what we're looking at this season. I can tell you that right now. The ball is literally on the edge of the box, and it's slow, it's patient, it's trying to work an opening, and all of a sudden there's like an electric sort of switch that livens up the tempo. That seems to be the case. Oof. Ah, I don't mind that from Enzo. Enzo down at the corner flag, obviously trying to win a challenge. Yeah, I don't mind that. I've not seen enough 12 minutes in to see any drastic differences in what I've already seen in pre-season. Oh, that's just poor in my opinion. Like we know Cucurella's got that, and if he's not up to pace and not up to speed, that's just ropey. You can't just be smacking the ball 30 yards in the air. Enzo's captain today. Come on. It's so slow. The ball's that wide with Noni there. There's not even an attempt to try and cross the ball in. Mark Goose looked pretty good aerially as well, but it's just like they don't want to try it. And I'm not saying we should just be spamming crosses, but right then, Madueke's either got to beat his man or work across, and he did neither and just kept the ball. Yeah, apparently Neto passed his medical, so that's good, obviously. Guys, if you're tuning in and just watching, make sure to smash a like on the video as well. We absolutely smashed yesterday's live goal as well, which is insane. So thank you so much. There we go. Yeah, well, hopefully that announcement comes. Well, if we lose, I think that announcement will come like pretty much straight away. And if we win, it will come some sort of time into next week. Win that. There we go. Cucurella advance. Lovely press from Chelsea. Gui just loses it there. We were in. That's great to see. So many bodies in central areas with this formation. I have to say, there's only really two wide players, one on each side. Everyone else is in a really central role. We're definitely seeing. What do you think of Nkunku? I think quite a lot of players haven't started, which I thought I'd see start, which I think's a bit weird. I definitely expected to see more of the players start, who I would say are slightly bigger names in the squad, and they haven't. I'm sure we'll see him. They won't not play, but if he thinks this is his starting 11, that would concern me a little bit because I don't think this team's good enough right now out on the pitch. I think some of our better players aren't there. I just struggle to see where some of our players are gonna play that have like, they've cost a lot of money, and them not playing just baffles me. Like, I can't see that the board will be happy with that. I don't see how he gets Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo all in the team together. I just don't see how it's gonna work, and Cole Palmer and Nkunku. I just don't see how he's gonna do it at the moment. Nice to see the Chelsea crowd have, not changed their songs from last season. I can hear the Thiago Silva song ringing out. I wonder how many of them realise he left. They will. They'll know when the goals start flying in against us, wouldn't they? Into Milan, lovely bit of build up there. Well won by Wesley Fofana. Well done. Do I see? I probably think that Nkunku and Cole Palmer would start. To be honest with you, I would think they would, but it's going to depend on what we like. Cole Palmer might not be fit, which would he went obviously deep into the summer, so he should be okay. But we just don't know. He's obviously not had a pre-season. I'll tell you what, there's a couple of people in the crowd wearing last season's home shirt. I much prefer that. This kit is just so far, it's definitely not it for me. Inter Milan find themselves Darmian on the edge of the box. You know what? As soon as I saw that as Darmian, I wasn't as concerned. DeMarco's just pretty much knocked himself out. DeMarco's a quality player, you know. I think if we were still playing in the days of Marcus Alonso and our wing backs, DeMarco would be one of the players I would be demanding that we'd sign, I think. I think he's great in that three at the back formation, playing as a wing back. He's great. He's got a nosebleed. Maybe. It's absolutely he's rocketed it into the defender. It's bounced straight back up and hit him on the nose. Yeah, Gusto, obviously, I thought he was going to be the one inverting. He kind of has at times, but he's also provided a bit of width, which we haven't seen that happen really that much in this system, which gives me a little bit of hope that maybe if Reese was in this system, that would be the case as well. How are you guys playing? I'm watching my team right now. Techie Stoke City Set Piece FC. Is that a league game? Is it for Stoke? Rumor has it as well. Victor Osimhen's agent is at this game. Rumor has it. Whether or not that's true, but apparently he's there. In other breaking news across the world, the Eiffel Tower has been evacuated because a man has been spotted climbing it. What is going on? Anyway, it's a current pause in the game just for that DeMarco. Here we go, restarting. Levi Colwell picking the ball up from the goalkeeper in the central area. Yeah, 20 minutes in now, little bit of time obviously down. No, Danny CFC. I was just going to say, um, the football's slow. The football's not entertaining at the moment. We've had one or two moments where we kind of switched it on and moved the ball a bit better than I was expecting to see. But right now, it's not. This team is so far off it in terms of personnel I'd expect to start, and so far off it on the system, I think. I'll probably jinx it. We'll probably score in a minute. But right now, I wouldn't say so. We don't look at it, if I'm being honest with you, in terms of what I'd expect us to be like coming round to the start of the game. Uh, a few players looking okay as they have done in pre-season. Yeah, honestly, yes. I saw that. I would just use that, to be honest. It's absolutely fine. Madueke beats his man. He's into the box here. Yeah, that's better from Madueke. We've won a corner. That's what I want to see. We've seen that in pre-season, and that's what I want to see. You know, that's what I want to see from Madueke. I think he's done that a few times in pre-season. He's looked at his man, backed himself, taken him on, and beaten him. Um, Gooey's work rate does look pretty good, doesn't it? It has all pre-season. I'd have to agree with that. Uh, we've got a corner here. Just sort of trying to see how we're setting up. We've obviously got a set piece coach now as well. So just trying to see what we're doing. Nothing out of the ordinary that I can see just yet. It's a poor corner. I'm not going to lie. Lavia on the edge, hits it. It's scrapping around. Kukurea works a shot, but not ideal. To be fair, Kukurea trying the acrobatic on his right foot isn't something I had on the bingo card for this list. Lavia just completely hits it. He's in a perfect position to volley that. It's bounced, sat up perfect. He just hit it. It's a shame. But yeah, good positive bit of play from Madueke to get us that corner. Our press looks really good. This, like you're saying, Gooey's work rate is just great, to be honest with you. He's really like making up for what he's lacked in terms of being a lethal striker with work rate at the moment. Yeah, we're gonna have a drinks break as well. Not surprised. Look, I'll be honest, we don't look unbelievable. We really don't. It's okay. That's as much as I'm going to give it as a positive, to be honest with you. Um, but then again, Inter Milan don't look unreal. They don't look unreal. It's still 0-0. Still 0-0, Tom. We're live on YouTube and TikTok today. Make sure to. Oh, Pedro Neto's there. Pedro Neto's at the game, guys. Okay, quality. That's what I want to say. Who's he next to? Oh, he's next to Whit Stanley. Brilliant. Yeah, look, I'm happy. I'm happy Neto's there. That's probably the best thing I've seen today, to be honest with you. I'm not. I'm not impressed. I'm not. I'm not blown away like I haven't been all pre-season, to be honest with you. The only thing I'll say that looks like a noticeable difference is I think defensively that line isn't as high. I tell you what, we could do with Pedro Neto out on this pitch. Who's playing better? I'd say Chelsea, actually. I think Inter Milan, I would say, to be honest, they look further behind Chelsea in pre-season in terms of fitness. Our bench looks stacked, actually. I'm not going to lie. When you see some of the players behind, you start thinking, okay, we've got a decent amount of players on the bench here. Come on. I'm just gutted that we're not seeing Reece. The only thing that's good, right, and we probably shouldn't see Reece today, is because he's been suspended, or he is suspended, that actually the best thing is that we might see this sort of back 3-4 start. But the build up, like Enzo's just received the ball there. He's nearly lost it. They're straight on him. He's done nothing with it. Mudryk gets it from him. Nothing again. It's just I've seen it too much. I've seen it last season. I'm seeing it again. Like when is the quality of these players that we've signed with potential gonna start showing? Because right now, I don't want to get on them too much. It's still pre-season, but I've seen Enzo Fernandez do that for 2 seasons now. The same with Mudryk. We need to start seeing something else. We need to start seeing a bit of quality. Wow, who's that centre back? Oh my gosh, Inter have just cut straight through us. Thuram, what a goal that is for Inter Milan. Wow, it's 1-0 Inter. We have seen that plenty of times this preseason. Chelsea be absolutely cut open like that. Defense is woeful. I'm concerned this season. I am concerned. The centre back has strided through our midfield. I don't know who that is. Wow. Straight to Correa. Thuram through the middle. Colwell's getting twisted and turned there. It's 1-0 into Milan. It's a great goal. And it just shows for me that in a build-up of 3 players, cut straight through and Inter Milan score. And this is the thing. There's so much obsession coming from Maresca that is pass, 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 patience, 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 patience. It's led to nothing. I was just saying we look like the better team. Inzaghi's probably said on that water break, there's a huge space through the middle. Someone get on the ball, drive through it, make something happen, and it's happened like that. And honestly, that we've seen that far too many times this preseason. Our defense looks woeful, and defensively in the midfield, we've just got Lavia. And if they bypass Lavia, there's no one else there defensively. I'm going to be honest with you right now. Dewsbury Hall defensively, the work rate's not kind of Conor Gallagher. It's not. I'm not saying Conor Gallagher should be starting for Chelsea, but the work rate from Dewsbury Hall looks like it's better going forward than it is defensively. Enzo Fernandez, we all know that once the ball goes past him, he's never getting back. He's treading water. He's slower than Jorginho, slower than Fabregas. And it's kind of about Cucurella and Gusto being able to get themselves back in. They've cut through us in 3 players, about 10 touches. It's awful. It's poor. It's really, really bad. And it just shows that you can keep the ball and you can be patient, but if you can see the opportunity there to switch it up, you'd much rather score a goal. And that's what Inter Milan have done. And that's why Inter Milan are Inter Milan. And that's why Inzaghi is at the top of the game and he's winning leagues and he's getting to Champions League finals. Because he allows his players to realise situations on the pitch and benefit from them. Whereas I think Maresca is obviously at a different stage right now. But yeah, 1-0 down. Not too positive, to be honest with you. So yeah, just gonna have to say. I'm not hating on Jorginho or Fabregas, by the way. Not at all. I miss them. I would. Do you know what? I used to watch Jorginho in the Chelsea side, and I'd moan sometimes. I'd be like, he's only good in European competitions, and he's too slow for the Prem. I now look at our midfield, and sometimes I wish that we still had Jorginho. I can't even deny it. Madueke looking lively on that right-hand side. Worked across. Dewsbury Hall hits it. It's blocked. It's better. When Madueke starts taking on his man, I like it. Cucurella straight in to try and recover the ball there. We end up making a foul. I like our work rate off the ball when we've lost it in an attacking area. I'm not going to lie. I like that. Madueke plays a great ball inside. Dewsbury Hall turns on it, tries to work a shot. Actually gets his shot off, but it gets blocked. And then I'll tell you what, Thuram is a monster. There's 2 players on him, and he's literally moved the ball through the middle, and they've literally had to drag him down. Tom, you pick a number. Let's say, hang on, we're in again. No, might be a corner. Light goal for TikTok. Let's just go for 1,000 at first, and we'll see where we go from there. I always think 1,000 is a good number to hit on TikTok. Dan Knight says, if we play like that against City, we will get cooked. Yeah, I don't disagree. We already have played like that against City and been cooked. Mudryk on the corner. It's an interesting one. Not seeing anything too different. It looks very similar from the corner again. Ball's not really made it to anyone. Lavia picks it up on the edge of the box. There's a foul and some shenanigans going on in the penalty area. It's Levi Colwell. Wouldn't you guess? Wouldn't you guess? To be honest with you, Levi Colwell is always at the centre of something, isn't he? He loves it. But he's on the floor with a Serbi there, and I don't really know what's going on. So let's be sensible here. He's actually gonna book him. Let's see what happens. He's gonna book Colwell. I'm just trying to see. Where is Levi Colwell? Levi Colwell and a Serbi. They're just tangling. A Serbi basically pushes him to the ground, if not pulls him down, to be honest. So, look, is what it is. Is what it is. Guys, make sure to smash the likes today. TikTok, YouTube. We are watching Chelsea Inter Milan a pre-season friendly. It's currently 1-0, half hour gone to Inter Milan. Chelsea look bang average. Bang average at best at this moment in time. And a little bit of quality from Inter Milan and a little bit of space identification allowed them to cut through Chelsea so easily. So easily. When do we cut the loss? Not yet. Not yet. It's going to take some time. Yeah, if you're new and you're liking the content, make sure to follow or subscribe and drop a like on the video. We are yet to see anything of note from Chelsea, I would say, to be honest with you, which is a shame because half hour in at the Bridge, 1 week away from Manchester City, I would be hoping for a little bit more. I'm not going to lie. 1K on the likes, guys, on TikTok. Well done. Absolutely smashed it. Cheers for that. I've just seen Jan Sommer take a risk, and Gui's work rate has nearly paid off for him. Oh, it's a throw in all the way back to Sommer from Darmian. He takes a touch, and Gui's work rate is just straight on him. And, unlucky. I like that. I like the work rate from him. A couple of people in the chat on TikTok have been praising that as well. I'm worried about next season. I've got bad feelings. Ed and Renzo going wrong. They're in again here into Milan. They're working the ball around the edge of our box. Every time they get on the ball, they're working it with way more. They're in here. DeMarco to Lob Sanchez. Oh, they're just working it with way more intent than Chelsea are. It's like they're trying to work an opening. Every time Chelsea get on the ball, it's like their priority is to keep the ball rather than work an opening or work an opportunity. And that's my worry. That almost seems like we're playing passes without a purpose, and Inter Milan aren't. So it's a struggle. Guys, I say if we've hit a K on likes, by the way, we should probably try and push it to 2.5. Guess it's like the next target. I'm worried about Enzo next season. Dan and I got that. Yeah. I am. I'm off of what I've seen so far. I'm slightly concerned too. I really am. Like, I'm looking at Inter Milan defensively, and I feel like they've got so many more bodies. Oh, Mudryk, man. Come on, Mudryk. Mudryk pre-season last year was on another level to what we've seen. Gusto works a shot. It's tame, though. It's tame. Chelsea are so mid. Chelsea do look really mid, by the way. I'm not going to deny that. We do. And we're going to play better teams than this Inter Milan side in the coming few weeks. That's for sure. Actually, our fixture list is fairly favourable after City, to be fair. It's good for about 8 games after that. First game of the season could be rough, though. I don't disagree. Although, what I will say is I probably expected a better Man City yesterday against what were they called? Man United. Definitely expected better. Guys, loads of people in the TikTok live right now. If we can get to 2.5K on the likes, that'd be unreal. Chelsea are currently losing 1-0 to Inter Milan. Live on the YouTube channel as well. Doing a watch along for our first game at Stamford Bridge. It's not really of the season, but, you know, it's our first game of the campaign, really. It's a pre-season friendly, pretty much a dress rehearsal. Ball goes in, Mudryk! Has he hit that over? I'll tell you what, the one thing I say about Mudryk is the haircut was needed. The haircut was definitely needed. I feel like there's a bit of maturity kicking in there. Pedro Neto is there, guys. Pedro Neto's watching the game. Medical passed yesterday. So it looks like by the time Man City comes around, Pedro Neto will be confirmed as a Chelsea player, which is unreal. And when you're looking at us today, you'd be crying out for Pedro Neto in this team. You would be crying out for it. And to be honest, considering we've had 34 minutes, we're supposed to be doing this possession-based football and dominating the ball. We're not doing that. I'll be honest. We've looked really poor in possession. We've looked lackluster. We've got no ideas. We don't know how to work our opening. We don't know where our opportunities are coming from. Madueke has tried a couple of times when he's had an opportunity to get on the ball and take on his man. And other than that, that's really it. Most of the time, the ball's with our centre backs. I'm not impressed, guys. I don't want to be negative. I wanted to see us playing good football, but I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing anything to write home about here. Another poor pass from Cucurella, wasted into the central area of Inter Milan. They're calm on the ball. Inter are cruising through this. It's just not very good. I don't see too much, like, it's not too dissimilar to some of the stuff I saw from Pochettino last season. I'm not even going to lie. I know some of our best players aren't playing, and obviously it makes a big difference. But it does worry me. You know, this could be the squad that could start in the Conference League, or the team that might start in the Conference League. I don't know how we're going to beat teams. Madueke out on the right-hand side. Look, come on, Madueke. Be positive. Try and take a man on here. I feel like we're passing without a purpose. I really do. I feel like there's a lot of... Guys, he beats his man. Gusto works across. There's no one in there. There's no one in there either. This is what happens with a championship manager. Look, I want to give him time. It's going to take a long time, but it is frustrating to watch. And he's had a few games now, albeit the America tour doesn't help in terms of being able to work with your players because you're traveling pretty much every day for a long period of time. Nice bit of football. Dewsbury Hall to work a shot. He's poor, actually. Oh, Cucurella, there's a goal here. Oh, what a save, Jan Sommer. Oh, my gosh, the reactions on this guy. Mark Gui's work rate pays off again for him. Gets to the end of that. Sort of cross-come shot from Cucurella. He's here again. Touch. Isn't great. Loses it, edge of the box. Someone's down injured as well. He's getting up. It's Enzo. That was close. Mark Gui, okay, that was better. Oh, it's poor. Enzo's never going to make that. He's got no legs. Dewsbury Hall lost the ball. Cucurella hits it. Mark Gui right on his toe gets a little touch. And I'll tell you what, that is a fantastic reflex save from Mark Sommer. Jan Sommer. Unreal. Who's Mark Sommer? I don't even know. Yeah, Mark Cucurella, isn't it? That's what I was thinking of. Unreal. He's made 2 unreal saves, and Mark Gui's been on the end of both of them. I feel like there's a promising striker in there, that's for sure. He just hasn't got too lucky. He got that one header in pre-season that's probably an own goal, realistically. Dewsbury Hall's really struggling with the pressure right now. Really, really struggling with the pressure. Every time a player's getting close to him, he's really sort of struggling to control the ball and do much with it. He's not really impressed me at all. He's looked way better in other games, but we are talking about Inter Milan here. This is Champions League quality. And Chelsea, with our current lineup, quite clearly don't have it. Yeah, I don't currently see any chance of Cucurella making Haaland tremble next week, to be honest with you. I think that will be Haaland making Cucurella do the trembling. Although the way we're playing, Cucurella and Gusto have barely been in the defence. So to be honest, they probably won't be trembling because they probably won't be anywhere near Haaland, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure Levi Colwell and co will be absolutely crapping their pants against Haaland. Another corner. It's gone to no one. This set-piece coach has got his work cut out if Mudryk continues to take corners. I'll tell you that much. Cucurella did have a very good Euros, by the way, but he weren't asked to play in this role. I'll tell you that for free. This ain't the same role as what he was asked to play for Spain. This is, yeah, look, 40 minutes gone, uninspiring from Chelsea. No doubt about it. Mark Gui is probably the highlight of today. His work rate's good. He's determined. He's trying to get himself about, get on the score sheet. He's doing the best that he can, but I'm just not seeing I'm just not seeing the quality that I expect to see a week before the season starts. It's concerning. It really is. This does. This is someone saying on who said that? SPD. This really does feel similar to Pochettino early doors. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really similar. But we do have to remember there's no Cole Palmer, there's no Casado, there's no Nkunku, there's a few players missing. There's a few. I'm looking at the players warming up there. There's obviously Pedro Neto to come in as well. Reece James is obviously injured. 8 goalkeepers, 17 defenders, 15 midfield, 27. Chelsea tried to sign. Dan, you should have taken the offer, mate. You should have signed. Stamford Bridge. Does it seem toxic already? No, but it looks bored. And it's exactly the reason I've not gone today because I saw the lineup leaked on Twitter early on and I thought, not a chance. That I'm not going to that. I'm not going to a preseason game without those players starting. I want to see Cole Palmer starting. I want to see Nkunku starting. If Cucurella is fit and able to play, why is Cole Palmer not? That's what I don't understand. Mudryk, oh, come on, Enzo. It's just slow. Madueke is the only player sort of going, do you know what? I'm going to do my own thing here and see if it works because the system's not working. Whether or not that's a good or a bad thing, I'm not sure. But Madueke is the only person that's worked any chance of opportunity today so far alongside Mark. He crosses it again. It's really easily headed away by Shelby. Navia's done okay. We've barely attacked, guys, to be honest with you. Colwell on the ball in the middle of the pitch. Plays to Enzo Fernandez, who's just on that left-hand side of the edge of the box. It's a wasteful pass in. Honestly, like, when is Enzo Fernandez going to start showing the money that we've paid for him? I honestly don't know when. I actually think this is way worse than how we finished the end of the season. Way worse. And I know we've taken a step backwards because we hired a new manager and we're trying to implement this whole new system. But why? When this is way worse. This is way worse. Oh, Cucurella's just absolutely caught. I think Thuram as well. Yeah, we don't look good, guys. We don't look good. Enzo Fernandez in that role, he's just not it. He's not it. And like Cole Palmer and Nkunku are going to have to occupy that creative area because I'll be honest, Dewsbury Hall and Enzo Fernandez haven't done anything. They really haven't. And what I will say here as well, I can see no difference in what Dewsbury Hall has done to what I've seen Conor Gallagher do all last season. Right now, he's just chasing a lost cause every single time. Gets on the ball, loses it. And then defensively, he is nowhere to be seen. At least with Conor Gallagher, you know he's backing himself. Dewsbury Hall, there is no defensive work rate here. He just lost the ball and he stayed next to Mark Gu and didn't chase back. This is poor. Like Dewsbury Hall don't fancy back like tracking back at all. But then I guess that allows him to receive the ball in an area. That's great football from Inter Milan. And what is that, offside? Because that's definitely a foul from Cucurella. I think it's offside. I think it's offside. It's offside. But for me, if he's not offside, Cucurella's just given away a penalty there. Darmian's not happy. Mkhitaryan, oh, the football's so nice from Inter Milan. Is that a foul? I think that's a penalty, by the way. I think, yo, Theo, how we doing, my man? Theo, did you ever expect to see Pedro Neto join Chelsea? Because I didn't. Definitely didn't. I think that's a penalty. He's offside, though, so we're lucky. I can see you not finished. Yeah, do you know what? On Michael, not great, mate. We're 1-0 down. It's been awful. It's probably up there with the worst football I've seen in pre-season so far. Like, we've looked really bad. The ball's pretty much with our defenders. Enzo's on the touchline doing this, guys. That is what he's doing. I moaned at Poch for sitting down, but like, this is clueless. It just I know it's pre-season, guys, but this concerns me a lot. This concerns me a lot. It's not good. Celtic won 2-0 today. Uh, well, I'm not surprised. Celtic obviously looked pretty good in pre-season. They definitely gave Chelsea a good game. Brendan Rodgers is one of those guys that's like, he could definitely still do a job, like a really good job for a Premier League team. Minute added on, pretty underwhelming, guys. Massive changes need to happen at half time. We're going to see probably Nkunku, Cole Palmer, Sterling. I would think I saw Kellerman, I think, warming up if that was him as well. So we might see him. So yeah, look, it's been underwhelming. And if you consider that this is probably most of the players that we would say aren't good enough to be getting in the starting 11, then it's okay. Defensively, it probably is the starting back line. I think Lavia probably starts. Madueke's looked okay. Massive improvements needed, though, because this is just woeful. This isn't good enough, guys. Mudryk, he does well there. Drive, Mudryk. Oh, it's so poor. Mudryk just won the ball there on an interception that was headed out onto the left-hand side where he sort of occupies. Drives into the box, gets his head up and just smashes it into no one. Just goes across the box to no one. Half time, what are you supposed to do, man? What are you supposed to do, honestly? Yeah, 1-0, half time. It's difficult, guys. It's difficult to watch. It's frustrating. It's slow. It's boring. And it's probably the worst I've seen us play in pre-season. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. If any of you are watching it, what do you think? I don't know what there is to take as a positive from that. Inter Milan have, in a couple of moments, have looked better than we've looked all half. They played a couple of moments of brilliant football, cut Chelsea open. Defensively, we look so fragile. The defence has had the most of the ball in Levi Colwell and Fofana, it feels like. When we've passed the ball into the midfield, it's been to either Enzo or Lavia, and not much has happened. We've really struggled to put anything together. The only person that's kind of made stuff happen in terms of being on the ball is Madueke, when he's decided to break character and take on players. That's obviously, I say break character, he's breaking the instructions, because we know Madueke would like to take players on and try and make something happen, but he's probably instructed not to do so much in a Maresca system. We've seen Dewsbury Hall been like pretty bang average, guys, to be honest with you. Cucurella's brought energy like he does. Rash, as per usual, that you might see with Cucurella, but he's had some opportunities as well. And Mark Gui up front has been exciting. He's tried to make stuff happen. But it's probably in his case, you actually have to back Jan Sommer and say they're unbelievable saves. But does a better striker score? There was one opportunity that reminded me of Marcus Alonso, and I know that Alonso would score. I'm not calling him a striker, but the way he hits the ball and connects with it in that area, I know Alonso's scoring it. And then Mark Gui got a little touch on one, and Jan Sommer pulled off like a fantastic reflex save. Corners under new set piece coach, disappointing. Not seen anything to write home about from corners. Struggling actually on deliveries occasionally as well. Dewsbury Hall, I don't get what he does. He's supposed to know what Maresca does, and he looks the most clueless. I have to agree. I really look. I've been happy with Dewsbury Hall and what I've seen of him in pre-season. I think he's looked really positive. But right now, their goal is so good. I love football like that. That is 3 players, probably 10 touches, and a fantastic goal. Chelsea used to play football like that, guys. That is an unbelievable goal. The centre-back, he's an absolute unit. drives straight through the middle of Chelsea, lays the ball off on the halfway line to Correa, who breezes past Wesley Fofana, Thuram, twists Colwell into pieces, left foot, edge of the box, buries it into the roof of the net. An unbelievable goal, no wasted passes. That is football for me. That is a great goal from Inter Milan. That is clinical. It's exceptional identification of an opportunity arising, which this Chelsea team haven't been able to do. We haven't been able to do. It's a great goal. But how many times have we seen Chelsea have an opportunity or it be in an area to potentially make something happen, and then they just kept the ball and made a useless pass, a needless pass? What I'm saying is that's the type of football that Stamford Bridge isn't going to have. It's going to get impatient. The fans are going to get impatient. Our press, I will agree. Doobs is saying, Doobs, welcome in, my man. Our press, once we've lost the ball in an attacking area, by the way, it looks as good as what it did under Tuchel. I don't think we did it as well under Poch. That looks really good. I have to agree with that. Dewsbury Hall, though, the point we were making, he's been a bit underwhelming. He worked sort of one opportunity, but other than that, he's not looked as good as what he looked like in pre-season. And it does worry me because this is Inter Milan. Does it just show that there's a huge, huge difference between Championship and top flight football, Champions League level football? Yeah, Fox is obviously, you saw him in the Premier League the last time he was up with Leicester. Was he that good in the Prem? Was he that good? It's not, guys. I'll be honest. Where to watch? It's on Chelsea's website. Not looking good for next week against City, says Gary. I completely agree. This is concerning because Pedro Neto, walking out onto the pitch at half time. Hello, Pedro Neto. I'm waving, guys. Oh, yes. That is what I want to see. That's the type of signing that really excites me. We spoke about it a lot yesterday. Medical past. Pedro Neto is a Chelsea player, guys. Come on. That is what I want to see. Unreal. Unreal. We could do with him. I'm not going to lie, yeah? I'm not going to lie. This team is... when you see it now and you see Mudryk and you see Mudryk and there are two wide players and they're the ones that are meant to be making something happen in, we're crying out for a Pedro Neto, guys. This is a great bit of recruitment. I just hope he can stay fit. I can report that he's not walking with a limp. He looks okay at the moment. So we're all right. We're all right. His hamstrings, touch wood, are intact, unlike Reece James. Guys, we have just smashed 2.5K likes on the TikTok. Unbelievable. Buzzing with that. We've got loads of people tuning in across YouTube and TikTok today for the watch along. Make sure to subscribe or follow if you're new. We're on the road to 2K on TikTok, 3K on YouTube, and we are increasing the content output every opportunity we have to do so this season. I'm trying to do every day at the moment. Doobs, I'm buzzing with this Neto signing. I can't lie. I think on the evidence of what we've seen today, this Chelsea side is crying out for higher quality players. And I'm hoping at half-time, Neto's going to be left and right. We've seen him do it for Wolves, both sides of the pitch. We are crying out for some players of a higher quality to be on this football pitch right now. And I think, for me, that's what I expect to see second half. We've got to see Nkunku come on. We've got to see Cole Palmer come on. We've got to see Sterling come on. Because right now, players just haven't been good enough. They haven't been able to do enough when they've been on the ball. I'm kind of worried, guys. If Lavia's going to have to be so press resistant going into this season, because Caicedo got asked to do this last year under Pochettino, this isolated single DM 6 sort of role, and he really struggled. So Lavia's going to have to be unreal. Going to have to be unreal. Yeah, look, guys, I'll be honest. Chelsea, you might lose that bet, Tom, by the way. We don't look great. Dan, are you happy you didn't go? No, because I want to go to Stamford Bridge at every opportunity. I want to go. The issue I've got is that as soon as I saw that was the lineup for a pre-season friendly, I just thought, do you know what? I can't bring myself. Like, why are Nkunku, Cole Palmer and that not getting 60 minutes, one game away from the season starting? Because for me, pre-season always used to be like that. The last game of pre-season, you'd pretty much have your starting 11 nailed on. And if that's our starting 11 against Manchester City, we're done. We're absolutely done. Stephen says, why is the ownership hired Maresca to play like a championship team? I'll be honest, Stephen, I don't think that was their intention. I think it's the risk that you take when you hire a championship level manager. What I will say, though, is there's an issue here with both. There's an issue with the quality of the players. The quality of the players is way, way, way below the level it needs to be to execute this style of football. Enzo Fernandez has been so wasteful. So wasteful. Dewsbury Hall, wasteful. It's just poor. Cucurella on the ball, wasteful. Sam says, stop getting worked up unnecessarily, and Nkunku and Palmer would start against City. Well, I hope they do. But what I was saying is, in pre-season, the last game before the season starts, most of the time, you've got an idea of who's going to be playing. You've got an idea of the manager's starting 11, and you kind of know what to expect. Do we as Chelsea fans know that yet? No, not at all. Not at all. Have I seen any indication of it? No. Our centre-backs look awful, guys. I've been saying it all pre-season. Fofana and Colwell have been absolutely torn apart for that goal. Absolutely torn apart. And a couple of other times too. Adam says, Adam, who do you... Oh, Arsenal. Yeah, mate, honestly, I'm not sure. On what I'll be honest, guys. I don't think Poch deserved to be at Chelsea after what happened last season. But this right now, although it's early days, this is a huge step back from how we finished the end of last season. A huge, huge step back. It's not good. Honestly. But yeah, I agree. We do need to give Maresca time. It's going to take so much more time than a lot of people told me it would, and probably what I expected on the evidence of this. But look, high quality players come on the pitch, something might happen. Palmer needs to be on this pitch. The issue I've got, and I'll say this time and time again, is I don't want Chelsea to have to rely on Cole Palmer. Moises Caicedo has come out to warm up at half-time. And no one else? No one else? So I believe this team will cook, and it will cook quicker than people think. I hope it does, Sam. I hope it does. But the issue, it looks like we're just going to make one change, guys. It looks like Caicedo's going to come on. No, and Nkunku. Here we go. They're all coming out now. Caicedo and Nkunku. This is what I want to see. You know when you just see... Nkunku's just warming up, yeah? And when you see Nkunku get the ball at his feet and start... Just the way he manipulates the football, the way he controls the ball, the way he makes things happen with it. I look at him and I think, yeah, that is a proper player, guys. That's an international level player. That's what players used to come out at Chelsea and look like. Sometimes now I see players that are a bit clunky and they're just not that smooth. And Nkunku is so refined in the way he controls the ball. And when we see him out on the pitch, the things he can do with it and the way he can strike a ball and how he finishes his opportunities, he's great. Cole Palmer's out there. Come on. This is lively. This inspires me a bit. We're going to see a better second half here. I'm sure we are. Losing against Inter's reserve. And Nkunku is quality. Never had a bad season. And Nkunku's just struggled with injuries, hasn't he? I would say for most of the time I've seen him play for Chelsea, he's looked all right as well. I think at times Poch misprofiled him last year and just isolated him. But other than that, like towards the end of the season, they kind of fixed it. Guys, can anyone find out? I might look myself. Who's the right-sided centre-back for Inter Milan? Because he looked unreal for that goal. The way he strided through was unreal. Yeah, I need... if Latorre come in and Chanoglu, we could. So, I can't see who it was. Guys, if anyone can help me, I would like to know Inter Milan's right-sided centre-back. He looked so good. He's physical. He strided through on the ball. Bisek. Is that who it is? Bisek. That's a scouting mission for me. Not gonna lie. He's German. Jan Orel Bisek. Guys, guys, this could be a deep. What's the deal with him then? Has he played a lot of games? How long has he been at Inter? 2023, 16 competitive or 16 league games. Signed from AGF. He's not played loads of games. He's 6'5", and he's strided through like that. He looks good. Looks all right. Chelsea's preseason looks to be ending with a one win, one draw, four losses. Belosio, Bisek looked really good. Who's that? Oh, Renato Vega. I said he was Brazilian the other day. He's Portuguese, isn't he? I got that one wrong. We signed so many Brazilians that I kind of thought that he might be. Bisek. Mecca's out there warming up. Tosin, Jackson. Yeah. Look, I'll be honest, guys. The midfield for me hasn't been good enough in a team that's meant to dominate possession. And we're really going to need to see something inspiring from Enzo and Dewsbury Hall going forward. Otherwise, I don't see these two having a chance at getting into this team. I just don't. But there's a couple of boys out there warming up. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. Bissett is the future, is he, for Inter Milan? I'm not surprised. Looks really, really good. What's the score, Kai? It's 1-0. Um, yeah, they're coming back out now. We need to see way better. It's live on Chelsea's website. We need to see. It doesn't look like Sterling coming on. Maybe there's going to be a load of changes. I'll try and update you, but it could be a completely different 11 by the time we get round to like the hour mark. But this is a performance so far that is completely lackluster. The one thing I'll say is defensively, we've looked awful. Going forward at times, we've looked okay. And that's it. Nothing else to report. What happens to Mudryk this season? Well, we start in this game. So unless a good offer comes in, I think does he stay? He probably does. I've got a question on YouTube now. If you want to answer it, does Mudryk or Sterling leave? Because I think one of them will. Pedro Neto's just been announced at half time. We've signed him. He's passed his medical. Um, so yeah, this is this is what I want to see. These are the players that I want to see starting now. Whoever Chelsea Sport, yeah. Look, Chelsea have signed players for a lot of money, probably above market value. And you know what? If they go about it and get it, what's happened here? Hang on. Why is that open? One sec, guys. Brilliant. Guys on YouTube, looks like the stream has stopped, which is really annoying. TikTok, we're still live. We'll get it up and working again on YouTube. Madueke, Kukurea. I'm trying to see who else has come off, guys, to be honest. Gooey's still out there. Cole Palmer, right wing. Dewsbury Hall's come off. Trying to see. I think Lavia might have come off as well. So let's see what happens there. Guys, my OBS has just gone to the mud if you're on YouTube. There we go. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Look, a couple of changes. Lavia's gone off. Cole Palmer's on the right by the looks of things. So that's interesting. I think Madueke's going to be livid, um, but probably hasn't done enough. And Kunku looks like he's playing in the Dewsbury Hall sort of 10-ish role. Um, Renato Vega's come off Cucurella on the left-hand side. So, yeah, look, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough for Enzo to gel all these players together. When you see it like this, it's like a whole sort of new look attack. It's just crazy. This is the issue with having so many players and not a lot of them being standout in quality to the others. Cole Palmer. One of Cole Palmer's first touch goes straight out of play. Yeah, Mass, I have to agree with you a little bit. He does. He definitely does. Are you worried about next season? Let's see. Let's see what happens this second half on whether or not I'm worried. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. So far, for me, Bissek is up there in terms of one of the most impressive players on this pitch today. And he's not even Chelsea's player, which is a shame. But let's see what happens second half. And then we can start talking about how worried and concerned we are going forward. Inter Milan are so happy with moving the ball quickly, if necessary, to try and work an opportunity. And the same can't be said for Chelsea right now. This probably means Gusto's going to be the one inverting this half because that Renato's come on at left side of centre back, and I think they'll probably play as a back three. Levi Colwell still sort of sitting in the middle of the back three, and Wesley Fofana on the right. I can't believe that's our back line, man. That's depressing, guys, to see because that just doesn't look good enough to me. This is better than Nkunku. Just way too many touches in there. Casado is obviously... This is where I'm concerned, and I will say this now. Maresca said that he watched a lot of footage of last season and what happened. Now, if he's right and he's not lying, you would quite clearly see that Moises Casado struggled a lot, and I mean a lot, when he was the isolated six under Pochettino. He really struggled. He needed Conor Gallagher or Enzo Fernandez alongside him to look better. When they were alongside him, he actually looked great, to be honest with you. Right now, he again is being played as an isolated six. What did Maresca see last season to suggest that Casado's going to be okay there? I don't know. Enzo Sanchez. Oof. And Nkunku wins it. Gui is on it. When Enzo plays, I'll be honest, Steve, you're right, man. When Enzo plays, we struggle. Enzo Fernandez, he doesn't look good enough, guys. He really, really doesn't. And the fact he's been made vice captain is kind of crazy. Gui's just taken a boot to the face. Guys, I want to be excited about Chelsea this season. I want to see football that we can get behind. I want to see good football return to Stamford Bridge because I felt like we've been robbed of it for a few years. Right now, it's just not it. It's just slow. This is what Leicester fans told me. I have to be honest with you. Guys, it's live on Chelsea's website. It does cost. It does cost to watch it. Would I recommend it? Probably not. It's up to you to make that decision, though. And Nkunku, love the role that Nkunku's got in this team right now. I would say is perfect for him. I'm not going to lie. Cole Palmer and Nkunku. Oh, I can't wait for that link up this season if they can be on the pitch together a lot. Yeah, Sanchez is Chelsea's number one. I'll tell you that right now. Definitely is. Not that I think that should be the case, by the way. It's just he is. Jorgensen is probably worse than Sanchez, which I didn't think was possible. Yeah, and Kunku's got like the Dewsbury Hall role this half, which he's going to do way better than Dewsbury Hall. But then if you look at Dewsbury Hall and what we've seen in pre-season, he's okay as cover for that role, I think. Enzo Fernandez has got this sort of left-sided role that we saw him play against Aston Villa. Cole Palmer defensively is occupying this right-hand side near Gusto. We're in a back four and then a midfield four and then a two of Nkunku and Gui. And yeah, it is what it is. Sterling's still on the bench. Chilwell still on the bench. Cucurella on the bench laughing. Inter Milan in possession on the halfway line. There's a lot of space in between our lines, guys. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of space. We're not very narrow and we're not very compact. There's a lot of space for Inter Milan to get on the ball. Just like there was in the first half, there's a lot of room. Fernandez loses the ball so cheaply there. Barrea, ball in behind. DeMarco, he's dangerous there. Good save from Sanchez. DeMarco, it's like watching Marcos Alonso on that left wing back. Inter Milan just cut through us like that again, though, guys. Cut through us like that again. DeMarco absolutely rifles a volley, but it is straight at Sanchez. It's a good save, but he has to make the save. The spaces in between our lines it's not good. It is not good. Yeah, Mark Gui is playing up front still. Jackson's not come on. Mudryk is still playing left wing. Pedro Neto's not come on at half-time, unfortunately. And Inter Milan have a corner 52 minutes in. Still 1-0. Defensively, probably needs some improvement. Defensively, guys, we look really, really, really small at corners. We look like we are subpar. Volleys it, and it's out for a goal kick. Yeah. Not sure what to make of our corners right now with this new set piece coach. I know it's early days and nothing's come of that. We look like we're man for man. I need to see a couple more defensive corners to kind of assess that and just sort of see what patterns are arising. Mudryk backheels the ball, loses it. I'll tell you what, this Renato Vega's a bit of a unit. He actually looks like he could be a positive player, positive recruitment there. Portuguese left-sided defender. Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, you can just see Cole Palmer's just trying to make stuff happen, which no matter what the system is, you've got to do that. You can't just think, oh, we'll keep passing, and an opportunity will arise. That's not how it works. Someone's got to be a maverick. Someone's got to get on the ball and try and make something happen. Madueke did it in the first half, albeit to not really much avail. But now it's Cole Palmer, you can see, and you've got Nkunku who can get on the ball and do that. Enzo Fernandez strides through the pitch right now. He's slow, too many touches, rolls the ball out to Gusto on the right-hand side. There's no execution of a decent pass there. Gusto crosses it, though. It's a great cross. It's a great rebound. Oh, what a save. And Nkunku's just tried a bicey on the edge of the box. Oh, my gosh. I'm talking about Mavericks. I'm talking about players making special things happen, and that is that. Oh, what a bicycle kick. Jan Sommer is unreal. 3 unbelievable saves today. Wow, he generates so much speed, so much power on that bicycle kick. You know, sometimes you see players go up for the bicycle kick and it just changes the direction. No, he connected with that so sweet. What an effort. Great save. And Nkunku, oh, I beg you stay fit. Mark Gui's gone down, holding his hammies. Probably about right. Jackson's probably going to come on, isn't he, about this sort of time as well anyway. Nkunku's got so much ability, guys. I was waxing lyrical at half-time about him, and look at what he did. Cole Palmer's gone out to take a corner, and Nico Jackson's going to come on. You know what? I'll give Mark Gui a round of applause because that's a good half and 10 minutes. What's that? 50 minutes, 55 minutes. He's been all right. He's been okay. You know, he's not setting the world alight, but he's got the dog in him and he's willing to work and he tries to make stuff happen. And I can back that. And he's young, he's a kid, and he's cost 6 million. I can live with that. You know, he looks all right. He's a player that if we didn't loan out, I wouldn't mind him being in the squad. He's going to put himself about. Don't think you can rely on him, by the way, to be your number 9, but he looks okay. Um, Jackson's come on. Mudryk on the edge of the box. Levi Colwell drills it. Save Enzo Fernandez with such a tame effort on the rebound. Oh, Levi Colwell has a shot across goal. Saved by Jan Sommer, but he puts it really into a dangerous area. And it's Enzo Fernandez, and he just hits the first man. It's so tame. It's so poor. You know what? Right. My mind plays tricks on me because I see the number 8 arriving into the box for Chelsea. And I think, yes, this is it. Frank Lampard, goal. And then I realise that it's Enzo Fernandez, and I think, oh my gosh. Reece James is sat there in the back in his own clothes. Oh, Reece. Oh, Mudryk, that pass is actually delightful. It's like this little dink with his left foot into Levi. It's actually really nice. I have to say, fair play. Like, yeah, that was a that was that was a good bit of improv from Mudryk there, improvisation. Yeah, nice. Chelsea will be sacking their manager before Christmas. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do. It's so early to say that, but yeah. Jackson's coming on up front. Definitely is. Mudryk's going to stay on that left-hand side. Guys, I just want to reiterate this point again. Jackson is absolutely 100% not going to be viewed as a left winger in the system. 100%. Unless he plays there out of opportunity or injuries, I just don't see it. Casado's giving the ball away there. Casado, for me, just isn't good on his own as a 6. I know there's inverting and there's players trying to get near him, but it's not quite the same as having a player deployed alongside him in a pivot. He's struggling, guys. Enzo plays it onto Nkunku, and Nkunku's driving, collides with that Bissek at centre back. Who's this? Jackson, foul all day. Mkhitaryan just dragging Jackson back. Yeah, guys, Jackson's not a left winger. As much as some of you might think that he is, he's not. And he's looked good when he's drifted out to the left. I don't disagree. But the fact we've signed Pedro Neto, the fact that Cole Palmer's being played out on the right, the fact that Mudryk's still on the pitch, the fact that Sterling's still here, it tells me absolutely that that we are seeing Jackson as a striker for Chelsea this season. Another thing to report is 60 minutes in, Mudryk is still starting as left wing. He's had one moment today. Other than that, he's been woeful. Pretty much the same old Mudryk. Sterling's had an all right pre-season, and Enzo Fernandez passes it up. I think Sterling's got to come on. I think he does. I think Mudryk, I can't believe Mudryk's been given an hour here. It just baffles me. Sterling's gone, guys. I'll tell you that right now. Sterling's gone. And what it tells me, right, is that Enzo Maresca isn't assessing his players properly, because how on earth are you watching Mudryk right now thinking that this guy should be getting an hour when quite evidently in pre-season Sterling's looked better? And I'm not saying Sterling's unreal, because he quite obviously hasn't been, but he's better than Mudryk. And I think he's just going to go. And I think Chelsea are I think Enzo Maresca's a yes man. And I think if a message is passed on from the board, I think a player's being moved on. Stephen says we were decent last season. Now we're reverting into a championship team. Stephen, I think saying that we're decent is a tough. It's tough for me to say that that's true, because there was a long period of time last season where we absolutely weren't decent. You know, we absolutely weren't. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we are turning into a championship team, because I still like to think that we beat some of the championship teams. But yeah, it's uninspiring, guys. It's poor. I'm seeing a lot of issues that I saw early on with Poch. I'm seeing players being misprofiled, players being removed and not allowed to do what they're good at. That Poch actually, as much as it kind of annoyed me, eventually he got there in the end. and he kind of realised what players were good at and what they could do and what they offered, and he sort of allowed them to do it. Very early on in the system, or in the season, he didn't, and most of them struggled. And then we finished the season when he like changed his mindset on most of the players, and we did all right. Enough is enough. Ownership does not know what they're doing. I don't. It doesn't. It doesn't prove. Yeah, I've not seen enough yet to know to think that they do. Cole Palmer, great passes for Foul and Kunku, Cole Palmer. They've got the quality guys. I will say that if you can get them two on the pitch at the same sort of time to get a full season together, them two are going to make stuff happen. They are already. Cole Palmer drifts inside, picks up the ball, sees Nkunku making a run, and Kunku gets the ball. He's fouled by Pavard. They're going to make stuff happen. They are. We've got a free kick, edge of the box. I don't know who takes it. Enzo and Kunku's saying it's mine, I think. Which and Nkunku takes free kicks. Nice. Very sort of similar area to where Enzo Fernandez scored against Aston Villa, I would say. I'd love an Nkunku goal here. I really would. Enzo's over it. I beg. It is a little bit more central. It is a little bit more central than I thought it was. Yeah, and Nkunku and Cole Palmer, they're definitely the most exciting players in our squad. That's for sure. Here we go. See what happens. Come on, Nkunku. I'm praying. Kean, my man, how are we doing? Chelsea got a free kick, edge of the box. 1-0 down to Inter Milan. 62 minutes on the clock. There's like 3-4 walls here. This is crazy. I've never seen a setup like it. Nkunku time. Come on. Oh, straight into the wall. It took so long. And then Enzo Fernandez, what is that? Honestly, guys, Enzo Fernandez is this guy. What is he about, guys? Honestly, Enzo Fernandez, I've seen him have 2, 3 good games for Chelsea ever. All right, he looked okay under Potter, actually. But right now, just not seeing it. Inter Milan are cutting through us at ease. At ease, guys. Because they're not scared to move the ball up the pitch quickly if they have to. They look like a quality side. Inzaghi's got them playing as we know. And they're just sort of getting themselves into fitness and into increasing their sharpness for the start of the season. Guys, there is so many gaps and such big gaps between our team. Defense, this is how it is. Defense, midfield, like it's huge. It needs to be like this, and it's like this. And then attack, right? Same midfield's here. Boom. It's like that. It's huge, huge gaps. And Inter Milan are just being able to play through those gaps so easily. We're in here, though. Mudryk and Nkunku. That was nice. And Nkunku's just begging for Jackson to get on the end of that one. He would have had an assist. Cole Palmer gets on the ball, comes inside again, making stuff happen, plays it out to Mudryk. Mudryk turns on it. Mudryk's looking a little bit sharper. Nice little step over, plays it. You know what? It's actually pretty good football. And I think this is what we were saying, is that we need to see these players on the pitch. And yeah, it's making a difference. Defensively, Jackson, unlucky, man. Jackson looks like he knows the players more than Gui, I would say. Defensively, we haven't been tested as such. Vega's just made a good tackle there. They're cutting through us in like when they're on the break and in transition. Yes. But defensively, haven't quite seen them be tested like they were in the first half in moments yet to assess if there's any changes. I kind of like this Vega. I like what he's about. He's mobile. He moves well. He's tall. He's physical. He's an imposing player. Yeah, I like him. I like the look of him. He definitely gives us a different option to Cucurella in a very similar role there. He definitely does. And considering that was who did we sign? We signed him instead of Can't remember who we signed him instead of now. Who were we linked with? We were linked with a left-footed defender, and we signed him instead. If anyone can help, I'd appreciate it. Can't remember. Here we go. Ball over the top. DeMarco, as per. Chelsea don't seem to mind Inter Milan having the ball out wide. Great cross. Good effort. Vega's done well again. Berea. Vega's on the block again. Volleys Mkhitaryan. It's over. Vega positioned himself really well there on 2 occasions. Great defending. Great reading of the game. Chelsea do not seem to mind Inter Milan having the ball out in wide areas, which kind of baffles me because that's where they're strong. Oh, Calafiori, you're right, Stephen. You are right indeed. Yes, you're right. It was Calafiori. Just couldn't remember. Look, Vega looks okay. 66 minutes. It's just okay. Um, there's a little bit more quality on the pitch, but there's still big issues here for me. Still massive issues. There's gaps in the team that I don't expect to see in a Premier League side. It just is. The gaps between the lines are so drastically big that if you let a player like De Bruyne or Barella or Odegaard or Saka or, those sort of players that can get on the ball, turn and make something happen, we're going to get punished, guys. We really, really are. Jackson has come on, not been able to do much just yet. I'm just not seeing enough to be positive going into that first game against City right now. Just not. I'm just not. It looks like Tosin's going to come on. Mr. Bang Average. Fofana's coming off, guys. Oh, Badashine's coming on. Oh, why? How on earth is Badashile still getting minutes? I don't understand. Have we not seen enough? Please. Is no one watching the same Badashile as most of the Chelsea fan base in this coaching team? You can't if Dizassi's not playing yet, although I think he had an operation. You can't play Badashile. They're both not very good. Tosin, no, honestly, Casado's playing in a role that I don't think works that well as well. Let's see, guys. Badashile's got taping on his right knee, so hopefully he pulled. I shouldn't wish a player injured, but Badashile offers as much injured as he does playing, so it makes no difference really. Casado does well. Out to Cole Palmer. Come on, make something happen. Oh, Cole Palmer, we're loving that, boys. What are we without Cole Palmer, man? He cost 40 million. We've spent £1.5 billion, and Cole Palmer is literally the night and day difference. If he's not in the side, we look woeful. There's no differences. This was the same issue last year under Pochettino. 70 minutes in, we're still 1-0 down. And all I can tell you, and all I can report is if Cole Palmer's not on the pitch for Chelsea, we pose no threat. Casado loses the ball. Never a foul, by the way, just literally loses the ball. Ellis, I wonder as well. I really do. I think the key thing here is that if a player doesn't potentially have the opportunity to raise more money than what you pay for them, the fans just aren't going to, the board, sorry, aren't going to pay the money. And I think they genuinely believe that if Pedro Neto in 4 years' time manages to stay fit and is unbelievable, they could sell him for 80 and make 20 million. How have we broke the bank yet? Honestly, this is, yeah, guys, we're on 2.6K on the likes. If we could get up to 3K by the end of the game, that would be unreal. I haven't checked YouTube on how many likes we're on, but if we could hit 30 again, that would be great because we managed to hit that yesterday. And if we can hit 30 2 days in a row, that would be unreal. But we look okay. We look okay. We don't look We don't look like we're going to set the world on fire, if I'm being honest with you. I've not seen too much difference from the first to the second half, apart from a couple of players of individual quality. And that is it. You know, it's depressing. It's tough to watch. Should Bissek's, you know what? Bissek's come off for Inter Milan, and I will just mention him. That is a 23-year-old physically imposing, technically gifted football player. And if he can stay fit and be educated by some of the best Italian defensive coaches that there is, that could be a really, really good player for the next few years for Germany. He looked exceptional for me. Very, very good. Yeah, Jacob says very tough watch. I can't disagree, mate. It's been woeful. It really, really has. It's scary to think that this is what we're in for this season. You know, that worries me a bit. It worries me. Bro, we are playing well. Our centre-back and Mudryk and Madueke are the issue today. Hamza, 70 minutes in, 1-0 down to Inter Milan. Your difference, yours and my interpretation of playing well are completely different. Let me tell you that right now. Because I don't think you can congratulate a team for playing well if they're losing 1-0 70 minutes in at home. Just don't think you can. We're not playing well. Stop lying to yourself. Why doesn't he play Jackson as a winger? Jackson's not a winger. Like, he's just not in this system. I just don't see him playing as a winger. I think we've signed Pedro Neto for that reason. Maresca's quite clearly of the view that Jackson is going to be our striker. City could win 5-0. That is not an outrageous prediction. It's really not. After what we saw in pre-season and the fact we've seen not a lot change now, it kind of tells me that, yeah, we aren't going to see much different to what we've already seen. Yeah, Remy watching the game. I think Jackson's okay on the wing. I don't think he's exceptional. I don't know if he's a Premier League winner, to be honest with you. So it's okay. Guys, we're only on 12 likes. We've had loads more than 12 in here today. Can we smash the likes up to 30 before the game ends? If we hit 30 likes, Chelsea might actually finish 5th. Cole Palmer across the ball in there. Lovely bit of quality. Crying out for a striker to get on the end of it, and it doesn't happen. We aren't ready for the Manchester City game. I agree, Stephen. Absolutely agree. Stephen says we're not ready for the Prem yet. And I have to agree. I feel confident about going into that game against Man City in a week's time, pretty much. Tosin on the ball. Nice pass there. Oh, Gusto loses it. And again, lack of quality, unfortunately, means that we lose possession. Gusto gets the ball back. It's nice. Cole Palmer chops inside. He's trying to make something happen. He's fighting two players, though, down by the corner flag. DeMarco comes in. Chelsea throw in, though, deep in the Inter Milan half. We are not ready. Tough matchup. I agree. Guys, 4K likes on the TikTok right now. What I will tell you is TikTok are smashing the likes today compared to the people on YouTube. Guys on YouTube, I think we can do better. I really do. I don't think 13 likes is exceptional. We can definitely do better than that. Especially after yesterday's performance, everyone was really happy to press the like button. The like helps massively, guys. We're trying to grow this community. I want to chat to so many more of you. So make sure to smash that. It's the only way a small channel like me can get into the algorithm. Because other than that, like, it's very, very difficult for people to find this channel. Unless you're putting in hundreds or thousands, people don't just stumble upon my channel. Guys, appreciate those coming in as well on TikTok. We're on the road to 2K, 3K on the YouTube channel. It's 75 minutes gone. 1-0 Inter Milan. I'll tell you what, Inter Milan have gone a little bit stale this half. No doubt about it. Does that mean Chelsea have been better defensively? Probably not, in my opinion. I don't think we have. I just think Inter Milan, they look a little bit leggy as well, guys, to be honest with you. They don't look superiorly fitter than Chelsea. They've rotated and they've got a couple of players playing who I wouldn't necessarily know and see playing for them all the time. They've brought on a couple of players later on in the second half as well, who you would know, Dumfries, players like that have entered the pitch. But if anyone's telling you this is a positive performance from Chelsea, I think you need to question them and ask them why they believe that, because I'm not seeing positives to write home about here. I'm just not. Raheem Sterling's going to come on 75 minutes. So that's Maresca for me saying that Mudryk is worth 75 minutes to Raheem Sterling's 15. I think that's bang out of order, man. Sterling this preseason has looked better than Mudryk. And even now, Mudryk really, he's done okay here, actually. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt on this run. You know what? He's done okay there, but it's taken him 75 minutes. Dan Knight, I would love to know. I'm going to guess. Do you want me to guess? I think it was Carefree Lewis. West Ham do look all right. West Ham have made some really good signings, guys. I can't lie. I'm intrigued about West Ham this season, which I don't think I've ever said before. They made some really, really good signings. Mudryk coming off, 76 minutes on the clock. They could. Look, guys, West Ham have got Julian Lopetegui in charge, and there's a real possibility there that he has a West Ham side finishing above Chelsea this season. Because Rich, man, I appreciate that, bro. No, Rich, there is right now, but it kind of like, it rotates. So many people have come in and out. That you can generate that. We're already on more likes than what you're saying there, but appreciate you. Appreciate the like and appreciate the subscribe, guys. Of course I do. Every single one of you helps me out massively just by dropping a like and subscribing to the channel and tuning in to the content, most importantly. I'm glad you guys stick around and enjoy it. Yeah, look, West Ham. Yeah, let's see what happens with him. Lopetegui's a good coach. Only left Wolves because of the issues, to be honest with you, in terms of financial and the flash sale that they had to do to make sure they're okay. He's a good coach, man. He's won the Europa League. He's got the Spain job in the past. He had the Real Madrid job. There's something about Lopetegui. I just think he needs to be settled in an environment where he's backed and he feels like he is. I think at Real Madrid, he was probably a little bit out of his depth, to be fair. Nothing new to report in this Chelsea game that I haven't already said about pre-season, that I haven't already said today. It's boring. We're 78 minutes in. We're 1-0 down. And I'm starting to get worried about this season and the early few games. I do believe that by the time I found your channel when you uploaded some videos on Chelsea Fan TV. Oh, nice, Dan. Nice. Yes, I did indeed upload some videos for Chelsea Fan TV. And that's where you found me. Cool. It's actually quite cool to know where people stumble across the channel from. Don't disagree. It's cool to know because you don't always, like, you can check the analytics and you can kind of see where people come from. But yeah, it's cool to hear it from the horse's mouth and see how people find it. Jackson's done really well there. Gusto on the right-hand side, crosses it. Oh, Nkunku's just underneath it. Raheem Sterling, though, controls the ball straight away, beats his man, crosses it. Oh, my gosh, Cole Palmer nearly scored. And I haven't seen Mudryk do that today. And this is what I'm saying about Raheem Sterling is, yes, he should always do better than what he does most of the time. But you can't deny he dummies his man, beats his man, crosses it. Cole Palmer just can't turn it in. But Raheem Sterling, that's quality for me. That's exactly what I know. Quality. That's a proper player. I know. Who's this? Chucks? Yeah. Leslie's coming on for Gusto. Does Chuck go right back or do we go 3 at the back? What do you reckon? I can't see. You've got the camera on Jan Sommer. Look on the bright side. At least you won't have to worry about Neto cutting through a defence when you play Wolves this year. Wobo, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Neto's definitely caused Chelsea problems in the past. So, yeah, definitely nice to know that one is a player. Do you know who caused us real issues last year for Wolves? Cunha. He really caused it. I think he scored a hat-trick against Chelsea at the Bridge. Chelsea in that central area going forward, our press is all right, you know. Our press is all right. The issue is when the press is beaten, wow. Elbow in the face for Vega. Won't be hard to finish above 12th. Well, look, Chelsea finished 6th last year. And in my opinion, the squad hasn't got too much worse, bar the defence. Is that enough to drop another 6 places again? Maybe. Maybe it is. Let's see. Look, it's ropey, man. Ugachukwu's first touch loses it. I'll tell you what, he is a unit. He's only like 19, 20. He's quality, you know. Oh, he flicks it over his head, brings it down, lays it off the. I've said this. He's very, very mobile for his size and very. Boy, Sterling. Sterling looks way more excited. You can't deny it, guys. Sterling looks way more polished and way more exciting than Mudryk. Oh, scissors. Couple of steppies. Enzo. Jackson. Oh, you're never going to beat Jan Sommer if the header's that tame on today's evidence. Mudryk is just a sprint merchant, says Liam. I don't disagree. He just tries to beat his man for pace. And do you know what? I'd rather see him do that than potentially trying to beat him with technical ability, because we're just not seeing enough from him technically. So if he decides that he can run past his man and control the ball enough to get past, then fair play. Do I think that's good enough for Chelsea? No. How have we not scored, says Crimson? Honestly, because we're not good enough. The way we've played today doesn't warrant scoring. Like, yes, Mark Gui could have had a couple of goals and Jan Sommer pulled off some good saves. But realistically, when you look at the chances that we've worked, none of them are that clear cut, you know? Like, Ugachukwu putting himself about. Am I worried about the Premier League season? Yeah, we've been the best team by far. I don't disagree in terms of making and working some opportunities, but our opportunities have been nowhere clear cut as what Inter Milan's were, and that's why Inter Milan have scored. We might have had more of the ball in this second half. I don't disagree. Ugachukwu breezing past. Go it! Oh, Jackson! He's just taking it away from the goal with that touch, unfortunately. Ugachukwu with a burst of speed. Come on. How many number sixes? Vega hits it. It's gone out for a goal kick. How many number sixes are doing what Ugachukwu just did then, by the way? How long left? 10 minutes, probably, if there's a couple of minutes at a time. Best team scores goals. Don't disagree. Exactly. Inter Milan are more than happy winning the game 1-0, defending for the life, scoring a goal. It's what you do in Italy. That's how Italians win football matches. Make sure they can defend their lead. Chelsea can't get themselves in the lead. Chelsea don't have the quality right now to have warranted winning this football match, I don't think. Yes, okay, at times we've managed to stay on the ball, but where we've kept the ball, it's not been great. It's not been that great. Our press is okay. I will say that. We're going man for man, and I think we're going to cause issues this season for teams with a press like that. We've won it again. Badashile's done well there. Sterling again looks really positive. Really, really positive. I really like this Vega, guys. I think that's a good signing potentially. I think he looks really, really good. Our back line looks way better in terms of physicality this second half as well. Tosin's a mountain. He must be about 6'8". Vega looks like a unit, can move really well. Badashile, we know, is like 6'5" as well. Enzo Fernandez, for me, he's not been great. Not really made enough happen. It's Chelsea Inter Milan, LB. Do you think we should sign Mats Hummels? I don't. Unfortunately, as good as Mats Hummels is, and as much as our defence is crying out for some experience and a good player, Mats Hummels is apparently a nightmare in the dressing room. It's why he's been released from Dortmund, and it's why he didn't go to the Euros with Germany. Apparently, he's just trouble. Apparently, he's just going to speak his mind, and if he doesn't agree, he's toxic in the dressing room. And that's why he still doesn't have a club, because we saw Mats Hummels play in a Champions League final not so long ago, you know, and all of a sudden now he can't get a club. And there's a reason for that. And he's going to be on big wages as well. I think Ugachukwu having a great game here, guys. And Nkunku just gives it away. Ugachukwu looks really, really good. really good. Because of the level that I'm expecting from him, it's probably not too dissimilar to like what we've seen Casado and Lavia doing. But I think it's because it's Ugachukwu, and I'm not expecting that from him. I just kind of am shocked. Inter Milan whipping a ball there, but it's got all its sails over the whole box, to be honest. Dumfries gets out on the right-hand side near Chelsea's corner flag. I just think when Inter Milan have been able to get on the ball, they've tried to create opportunities and move the ball with a purpose, which Chelsea didn't do in the first half. Second half, there's no denying, Chelsea have tried to move the ball in a way that creates opportunities rather than passing it pointlessly. But the quality still hasn't been there to score. And Nkunku looks like he's still probably not 100% fit. Don't think he looks unbelievably sharp as he did for like the first sort of 10, 15 minutes that he got on the pitch. Probably same with Cole Palmer. I think a week away from the season starting, there is reason for concern here. But have we moved on from Celtic? Yeah, we have. I think we have. But it's slow, and sometimes it's too slow. The tempo needs to be increased. And that's down to your midfielders like Enzo Fernandez, and he just doesn't speed up the tempo. Cole Palmer is the guy that needs to get on the ball. Cole Palmer's definitely playing in a more like sort of central role now than he was when he started the second half. Sterling's getting on the ball out wide left. Enzo looks like he struggles to put enough weight on his passes sometimes. Vega's good, guys. Look, I need to see him get tested. Sterling's done really well. Penalty, maybe. Free kick. Guys, Sterling's doing a bit here. I've said this pre-season. Sterling's looked really good, and he gets on the ball, drives at Dumfries, beats him. The thing is, right, Sterling's beating his man, but he's doing it at pace, and he's still got the ball under control. He's well aware of where the ball is. Mudryk isn't aware of where the ball is. Like Liam, I think it was said earlier, he's a sprint merchant. He pushes the ball out in front of him, tries to catch up with it. Sterling's accelerating over short distances whilst controlling the football, and that's how he can sit his men down and beat them. And yes, Sterling hasn't been good enough at times for Chelsea. He really hasn't. But he's looking okay at the moment. And play him over what Mudryk's offered for 75 minutes. Oh my gosh. Free kick, edge of the box. Pretty much like a corner, but just way closer in. Enzo and Cole Palmer have stood over it. Looking to see if we're doing anything different. We're going to get ahead on this. Volleys. Ugachukwu! It's a goal for Leslie. I've told you he's looked decent today, guys. If anyone deserves a goal since they've come on, it's probably him or Nkunku, and he's got it. He's looked quality. Fair play. He looks sharp. He looks like he's ready to play Premier League football. And I'm not even lying. He's getting on the ball. He's been accelerating. He's an absolute unit. The ball bounces down to him, and he volleys it home. That's a great finish. Ugachukwu had a really good cameo, guys. Really, really positive. This is a 19, 20-year-old, and it's a great, great finish. Just smashes it into the ground, makes it awkward for the keeper, and it's in the back of the net before you know it. Corners, look, the corner's not unreal, but we've got a head on it there, and it's just hit an Inter Milan player. It's bounced out, like it has a couple of times. Lavia had a chance first half to have an opportunity to smash the ball and return it back in. Ugachukwu's done it then, and he scored. Now, is it a goal that I would say is what I expect Chelsea to be scoring in this new system? No. But we've worked a couple of opportunities from corners that look like that, where we've got a chance off the second ball. And if we can start taking advantage of that, that's a great tool to have in the box, because I don't think we're going to score a lot of goals from corners directly. But if you can score a goal off the second ball and players are looking alive, trying to get onto it, fair enough. I think 3 times it's happened this game, and we've scored from it once. Ugachukwu has scored. Leslie Ugachukwu, and it's done. It's 1-1 and it's finished. Leslie, in the dying moments, saves Maresca from 4 losses in pre-season and gets another draw. Look, Ugachukwu had a really good cameo, and do you know what? He deserved it. I didn't put the score on, but he deserved that. Yeah, he really did. He took his men on. He was good on the ball. He was positive. He was limited in his touches. I like that. I think he looked really good. Fair enough. Look, it's just finished. It's 90th minute. We're done. We've wrapped it up. 1-1 against Inter Milan, 90 minutes. And we've got away with not losing that. I'm going to be honest to you. A draw against this Inter Milan team, who are a little bit further behind Chelsea. I think I would say they are. They might not be. They look like they could be, though. We've been pretty below par, guys. If I'm being honest, we've been pretty below par. We've struggled to create enough opportunities of quality, I think. I think some players, we're seeing some mistakes that we saw with Pochettino last season. And I thought we'd corrected that. I thought we weren't going to see that under a manager who has this style. Unfortunately, we're not. We saw a low number 6. We saw Mudryk getting a lot of time. Didn't do anything with it. Jackson obviously couldn't put himself on the pitch for that long due to his fitness. We saw a couple of woeful moments defensively. We saw huge gaps in the team defensively. Going forward, second half, we were slightly better. The tempo's far too slow for me. We don't look that sharp for the majority of our team, considering how many games we've had. If you look at the goal that Inter Milan scored, you will see the frailties in Chelsea's defence. Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwell look really bad. They've had a really, really poor pre-season, those two. I think positives to report. Renato Vega looked good. And Nkunku looked good for a small amount of time. I think he's just got to get up to speed. He's not played a lot of football, has he? That's the thing. Over quite a long period of time now, he's missed a lot of games. Ugachukwu had a good cameo. So there are positives. Look, if I'm sat here right now off of the back of what we just seen, if Ugachukwu started against City, I wouldn't even mind it. I thought he looked fit physically. Once he was on the pitch, defensively, we looked pretty solid, guys. We had probably 4 players all over 6'4". Tosin, I don't know how tall Renato Vega is, I'll be honest, but he looks pretty physically imposing. Tosin, Badashile's like 6'5". Ugachukwu must be like 6'2". Like, we look like we could handle a team physically with those players on the pitch. And for me, that's something Chelsea have lacked in recent years. And if you know what, if Ugachukwu started, I wouldn't even mind it, because I don't think Lavia was unreal. I don't think Caicedo was unreal. I felt like Ugachukwu probably did the best of the 3 in that role. Enzo Fernandez wasn't very good, I'm going to be honest. Leslie was really good, guys, wasn't he? He was like taking on his man. He looked dynamic. He looked like a physical presence. He's got a goal. Yeah, I really liked what I saw from him. I think, who else? I'm trying to think. Oh, Dewsbury Hall. I forgot about that cameo. Yeah, that was a poor 45 minutes from Dewsbury Hall. He looked out of his depth. He did. Defensively, I think we need better defenders, and I think we need better. We probably need to work on the tactics there defensively. You know, I've got to be honest. I think defensively, we had far too many moments where a better team who are up to speed absolutely cut through Chelsea time and time again. There were too many times on the ball that we looked like we had a lack of ideas, a lack of understanding, didn't know our best way to create opportunities. I think second half, what I would say is there was probably a difference between the way we attacked compared to the first. I think first half, we passed the ball so much, we kind of just expected an opportunity to arise, and it didn't. And it was only when Madueke or Mark Gui kind of went about doing something that was a bit rogue, that we worked an opportunity. Second half, players had a bit more quality about them and understood that they're good enough to make something happen. Sterling got on the ball, drove, made something happen for the last 15 minutes. And Nkunku was attempting bicycle kicks, trying to get on the ball and drive at players. Cole Palmer, look, we didn't see Cole Palmer at his absolute best, but we saw Cole Palmer getting on the ball, trying to create, trying to work opportunities. Jackson trying to link up the play, probably trying to do that a little bit more so than I think Gui was. Gui was trying to get on the ball and like nod it on and flick it down, whereas Jackson would try and get it under control first and then knock it onto someone. I just feel like we were so focused on retaining the ball and passing it in the first half. The second half, we were a little bit more like we took more risks in the second half, and unfortunately, it didn't really pay off until we got a corner and we ultimately scored from the second ball. But yeah, there's nothing I can't sit here right now and say that we were unreal. Look, we had 7 shots. Do not forget, last year, at times under Pochettino, we'd have games where we had like 20 chances. We've had 7 today, 8 off target. Big chart. This stat is just sums up the game. Big chances created, none for both teams. I don't know how you work that out, because Inter Milan got a big chance and scored it. So I don't know how that works. Chelsea had 6 blocks. Now, that tells me that we were under the cosh at some points in that game defensively. I think Vega got 2 pretty much straight away after coming on. Mudryk was air, but Mudryk wasn't that good, guys. Osimhen would be an unbelievable addition to this team right now. I think it would. Total passes, 400. Passing accuracy, 91. Inter Milan had 400 as well. Jules won. I'm just looking. Corners, fouls, offsides. Look, pretty even, to be honest, in terms of the stats. But I genuinely think that Inter Milan weren't so caught up on trying to they weren't so caught up on trying to just pass the ball around to make something happen. I don't know what to expect, guys, going into that Manchester City game. I kind of felt like we'd have a better understanding, and I really felt like the team that started the game should have been the team that was probably going to start against Manchester City. And if Enzo Maresca believes that the team that started is that team, then I'm worried. If he believes that the team that finished the game should start the game against Manchester City, then I'd have a little bit more confidence. Do I think we're going to win that game? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Pedro Neto was probably the biggest positive today. He got announced at halftime. He didn't play, obviously, but he got announced, and that's the biggest positive we can take from today. I'm concerned, guys, going forward. I really am, because I really don't think we know our best 11. I don't think Maresca knows his best 11. I think there are way too many issues right now to be playing a team of Manchester City's quality. So they're going to get found out straight away, I would say, if City are anywhere near being switched on and sharp. We saw them absolutely decimate us in pre-season. They didn't look amazing yesterday against Manchester United, but Manchester United probably looked better than us. Yeah, it's going to be a worrying game, that's for sure. I just hope with a bit of time it all starts to click into place. But yeah, I think we might be having a season again where we saw some players have a really good pre-season and then ultimately they're going to fail to deliver in total. You know, I think that's what's going to happen over the season. They might have a really good pre-season and then sort of fail to get up to the speed of the Premier League. Because some players, for me, have had okay pre-seasons, and then this game, they've really not looked at it against a team like Inter Milan, who are starting to look ready for their season to get underway. So yeah, look, not a lot of positives to take, in my opinion. A pretty bang average game. Pretty bang average football for the most part of it. It's finished 1-1 against Inter Milan at home at Stamford Bridge in our final pre-season game. And if we keep playing like this, the fans aren't going to be patient. They're absolutely not. we're at Stamford Bridge in a week, and we're going to have to see what happens. But for me, a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. If you're just tuning in, make sure to smash the likes and make sure to subscribe if you're new and you're enjoying the content. If you've got any questions about the game, make sure to let me know. I've sat here and watched it. I've put myself through it. I'll be honest, I didn't fancy going to the bridge today after I saw the lineup. And I'm glad I didn't, because what I've seen, wow. I don't want to pick and choose games, guys, but come on, that is woeful. And I'm not excited. So, is what it is. How long have I been a Chelsea fan for? Since the 90s, mate. Long enough to know that Chelsea performances have to be better than that. Look, it's pre-season. I know that you don't put a lot on that, but a week away, there's still some issues I don't like to see. There really, really is. I think we could spend this whole week working on a number of issues. It was boring, guys. I'm not going to lie. Inter weren't even good, and we should have won that. I think you have to look at the first part of what you said there, saying Inter Milan weren't good, and we should have won that, and then go, we didn't win that, and we very luckily got a draw. So if Inter Milan weren't good, what were Chelsea? Because, yes, okay, at times in the second half, we were trying to make something happen, but it wasn't that good, and it wasn't drastically different from what Inter Milan were doing in the first half. And that's definitely not a full-strength Inter Milan team. We got Man City. Jackson obviously isn't up to scratch, isn't up to speed. Gui isn't good enough to be Chelsea's main striker. Omarodian apparently is going out on loan. Someone spotted him at Selfridge's shopping. So, is what it is. Yeah. What do you expect, guys? Do we want to do score predictions? Do we want to do starting 11? Because I'm intrigued. I might actually upload as a preview video of what I think should be our starting 11 as well. I feel like I've seen enough from a couple of players as like wild cards who I wouldn't have had in the starting 11 before today. City probably will. Let's not lie and hype it up going into City and saying that Chelsea have got a chance in that game, because I think our chance probably caps out about 10%. You know, I really, really don't expect to see too much in terms of Chelsea and positives after that Manchester City game. This is not a lie. Pedro Neto, if he's fit and available, has to start. He has to. I think he offers more than any winger we've seen today. I think we should be starting that game probably with Cole Palmer and Pedro Neto as our wide players. Guys, I worry about the width today. I'm not going to lie. I worry about the width. I worry about where it's coming from at times, because if Cole Palmer's on the right and he drifts inside, there's not an overlapping fullback sometimes. And then sometimes Gusto's allowed to go. But then sometimes on the left, if like at times Mudryk come inside, there wasn't a fullback anywhere providing any width. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of work to be done in this system. So just so players even understand what they're supposed to be doing when certain players do other things. I will say that the high line probably got worked on. I don't think it was as high as what we've already seen. Definitely didn't look as weak because of it. What was the score? 1-1 between Chelsea and Inter Milan. Would you say we've had any stand-up players whatsoever in pre-season? Probably. I don't know if he's stand-out, but I was going to say Lavia up until probably this game. I felt like he's been all right. I feel like Nkunku's looked okay. Like absolute standout players, though. No, probably not. Probably not. That I'm trying to think. Nah, not. I don't know, guys. Chat. Anyone jump out to you that's had a really strong preseason that should be starting? Because I don't think there's anyone really that stands out. Mark Gui is probably the most surprising name, considering he's led the line most of the games. For 6 million, he's looked okay. Look, a lot of work to be done. It's 1-1. We've got lucky getting a draw, I think. Although, don't get me wrong, we had some opportunities where there were some really, really good saves on Inter Milan's part. I worry about us playing against higher quality, better quality teams, better quality players. Maresca's got a lot of work to do, a lot of players to work with as well, which is never a good thing in my opinion. You can have too many players to work with as a coach, and I think he's got that issue ahead of him. Lavia, Casado, and Agachukwu is now a debate. No one's nailed on for that sort of position, I'd say. Enzo Fernandez, in my opinion, definitely shouldn't be nailed on into this midfield. I don't think he's offering nearly enough. There are way better players out there than Enzo Fernandez for way less money. And unfortunately, they don't play for Chelsea. Dewsbury Hall, unfortunately, didn't look good enough to warrant probably playing instead of Enzo either. He played a slightly different role, though, to what we probably saw him play at some points in pre-season. If Dewsbury Hall had played in the Enzo Fernandez role that he occupied in the second half, I think he probably fits that role better than he does as more like the Nkunku role that he played. Yeah, not too much else to say on the matter. Sanchez didn't do much wrong, didn't do much right, probably wasn't tested as much as he could have been. A pretty boring game. I'm not going to dress it up from both sides, pretty boring. And that was it. What I'll do, guys, I will make a video previewing the Manchester City game on the YouTube channel. I will discuss what I think is the best 11 starting in Maresca's system. Because I need to have a think about it. But look, pleasure streaming to all of you guys today. We've had so many people coming in and out of the streams and chatting to new people and names that I've never seen before. So I appreciate every single one of you. If you've enjoyed the content, make sure to smash a like. YouTube, if we can get to 30 likes, like I said, that'd be unreal. TikTok, we've managed 8,000 likes. That's fantastic as well. Keep smashing I'll keep smashing the content. You guys keep smashing the like button. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll chat again about Chelsea and where we stand and what it's looking like in the start, really. Monday is the first week of the season. Premier League starts on Friday. So see what happens. I'll speak to you all in a bit, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.